This is day 288 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. Today's Arukh HaShulchan Yomi is being sponsored by Reb Jon Abraham in honor of Shabbos Mevorchim Chodesh Nisaan, and there's also Shabbos Chazak on Sefer Shemos. If you like to sponsor upcoming shir or more Arukh HaShulchan Yomi, please kindly be very greatly appreciated. Today we're continuing this in Reish Beis. Today we're doing in Reish Beis Chaf Aleph to Chaf Ches. Chaf Aleph. Okay, says Amru B'Gemara. We're talking about if they're attempting to make a eight and Shem Zayis. This is such a scenario, and it says the Gemara should be grown up. If your throat feels bad, the Shoy said Hashem, when you're drinking the oil for healing, Uri made silka mixed in with vegetable water, which cooked vegetables. Nigon, which is called the Nigon Shavachino Viziko, in which case not only does it not hurt him, it's also good for the throat. But the oil is the ikar in that case because the primary part of the medication. Make a bari prates even if the oil is less than the vegetable water. Came in ikar so the shemen, since its primary intent is for the oil, make a prates. Came in so if you don't have a problem in your throat, famous kind of avoid mind for healing. But to eat, have a nigro. In that case, the other way around. The vegetable water is the primary. I feel even if there's less of the vegetable water than the oil. Then Mishmur does bring the opinion of Taz that the Negron is only curb, it's a majority, but Arukh HaShulchan seems to be the simple shot because olive oil is only significant if it's the refuah. The bracha says Arukh HaShulchan is shaku. Says some Yisrael hold the bracha is bar priyadama, since it's the vegetables are from a soup in which, or some sort of similar cooked dish in which these vegetables were cooked. The Rabbah says that when the vegetables are the majority, you make a bar priyadama. When the oil is the majority, you make a shahako. But the Arukh HaShulchan seems to say that even the Negron here would be a shahako, because I don't think this is really a type of soup where it's like a thick vegetable soup. It's not that viscous, and therefore it would be a shahako. If it's very viscous, it would be adama. And then even going on, the Arukh HaShulchan says that the reason to make a shahako is that the Negron ikar, the Negron is primary, Shem and Tafel, and the oil is secondary. But the ikar make a bracha on the primary, put this at and you exempt the secondary. Because them says in the brackets, because of the from here, all this it's clear. There is some sort of pleasure or benefit in drinking oil. But we don't know under what circumstances this exists. Perhaps their oil was better than ours, which makes sense since it was olive oil from a place where olives normally grew. It's not clear. There are two types of almonds. Sweet ones and bitter ones. The sweet almonds are like any other fruit, very praise. The bitter ones, when they're fully grown, they're not suitable to eat. They rusa because of their bitterness. You can't make a bracha on them. Used for a spice. But on their own, cloud. They're not suitable to eat at all. But when they're younger, then even the peel around them, the husk around them is sweet. People eat it before they. Actually, the peel is the specific part of it, which is sweet. So about bitter almonds. So in this case, the peel is the primary part of it, and many people they eat it for the peel. Many people plant these bitter almonds to eat them when they're young, but for their peel, to eat the peel when they're young. From the bitter almonds, if you eat it when it's young and you eat the peel, make a bar prates. The older almonds, when they're larger, or if you fix them by fire, or they dover acher or some other way, you make a bar prates. It's not like seeds, seafood test we spoke about yesterday. Even when you fix the seeds by fire, you make a shackle. Doesn't mean because the seed is not the primary part of the fruit. And therefore, it's only suitable by being put in fire, not included in the fruit. But here, here it's the fruit and its husk are the primary part of the fruit. Vachilason, who idea or, and the way you eat this part of the fruit, the outer peel, is by fire. And it's planted liberally for that purpose. Or to make them sweet through the fire. That's the primary way of eating them. Shabbos Mevorchim Chodesh Nisaan, you can certainly make bari prates in those circumstances. Which says this is true about any other fruit which is sour or bitter. That's not right to eat now, but when you sweeten it or cook it, it is right to eat. Then you make a bari prates at that point, and because it's really a fruit, it's just that it's not suitable to eat as is, and therefore the sweetening is effective to make it back to bari prates. Arukh HaShulchan says that this is from the bush, and it's also the 10th of the Magen Avraham. The time is like the it's like vegetables you only eat after you cook them. Like nowadays, onions, that's a salad. Make a bari priyadam because time is similar. Here it's the same thing. I take back the marshal of onions. Sometimes the people do eat onions raw. Kav Gil, but my rabbi saying in times of our rabbis, so I mean, you know, it's called slaf, the caper tree. Yesh bar bud var marin lachir has four things which are suitable to eat. Hachas ika peri, there's the primary fruit by the cry of yonos, called the impoverished ones. Bashain's the second is the savel peri, called a klipa gedola. Around the fruit there is a thick peel, geklipa sargozim adakim, like the peel of small nuts. Nikra kafris, called the kafris. Bashlishi, hem alim. The third is the leaves. Shkanki riyam achilos usubil to eat. Varvius, and the fourth is Shabbatocha Halin, that inside the leaves, then coming tomorrows are kind of like buds or grapes. You really plant the tree only for the primary fruit. I'm sorry, feel of Yonas, therefore the primary fruit, the Yonas, the primary fruit, the Yonas Mevorchim by prates, make a bari prates. On the other parts, the shells and the leaves and the buds, make a bore peri ha'adama. Mr. Brewer says, but the evidence you made on the kafrisin, on those husk bari prates, which is very similar to what I said before about the almonds. Back to Arukh HaShulchan, Klolu Peres Elam. This is a general principle of fruit trees, or choose a fruit from trees. The Kol Mashu Kavana Sanatia, anything which was part of the intent for which it is planted, the Barchay to make lights on that. Kol Mashu Ein Kavana Sanatia, anything which is not part of the intent for which it is planted, Mevorchim bari priyadam and make a bari priyadam. The garish mevorchim heights, the seeds of which you make heights, Mishum Kamanos Lagarin is because the intent is for the seed. Sheish Safik, if there's a doubt, Im Nodim Al Das Zeh, if you're not sure they planted for this purpose or not, you default down, Mevorchim Adama. Peace in nearby, nearly bar. Because it seems clear to me. The session is by Mevorchim Garinim. Garinim ha'etz said you make a bracha on seeds. Ha'etz ain't a perushim malayin garinim. There's only fruit which is full of seeds. Kamo tzimukim, such as raisins, uteinim, and figs, virimonim, and pomegranates, chayetzim, etc. Because then when you eat them with their seeds. But the seeds of apples and pears, etc. They're normally eaten without seeds. Don't make lights on the seed. That is, he says, the primary halacha. He says in brackets the Rambam draws a distinction between types of seeds, but does not relate it. He does not relate the Rambam to here. Chazal, goes around Perek Ches, Avilchas Brachas, Din Dalet. Tomorrow Shmiachan Biyad, if you squeeze dates with your hand, and you remove their pits, you can make it like a dough. Make a bari prates. Beginning with soap, main sholosh at the end, make al ha'etz v'priyates. Klomar meaning, don't take the brachas bari prates, main sholosh and el sholoch peri koshu. Don't eat that the bracha bari prates and the bar and al ha'etz v'priyates. It's only when you eat the fruit as is. Shetmuna sa per prini kares, where the countenance of the fruit is recognizable. But when you press it, kamin isa, like a dough, yardim also goes down from its level, then okay, it's not true. Is the tamei davinu trima. You have dates which you made into a trima, which is a kind of gel. Still make a bari prates. My time, or why? They're just as chashiv as they were to begin with. Pasha do I think we call Paris thinking it's true about any other fruit. L'chein padvila shalanu, which is a form of jelly. Shememachin haperos imtagim osam. We crush the fruit and fry them. Ajis yabshu until they dry. Mechatchin osel chatichos, and then we cut it to strips. Levanale by creates actually. It's not a jelly. It's a jelly which gelled and became solid. Make it by creates. Chenkos Rabbeinu Ramah. Rabbeinu says the same sign. Shatichos Haram Mazel Shino. This language of the Rambam copied that Fisa Belutarian I call him Pavigla Mevorchim Aleim Bari Creates Arkan L'Shoina. Make it by creates. Therefore, even if it's pressed or crushed. Chav Hey Achar Kakos of the Yeshua Levarch Leim Shako. But then afterwards he said, oh, maybe make a shackle. So it's that's therefore to make indeed a shackle. Avim Berecha Bari Prates, and he made the Bacha Bagre Priya Eitz, Yotza Yitzek Ikar, because that's primary Akan Lashon Shana, that's the end language of the Rambam. Because boy became clear that they also have saying about the Shachor Baruch Eitz, that the rabbis of Shachor say make Eitz. They say that's Yoshimri. But he says Chatchila. It's interesting. In this case, Chatchila is not to make Eitz. Chatchila is to make a Sha'ako. For Baal Chuma Sadeshin, Sim Chavtesh, Pascal Baruch Sha'ako. Like Chuma Fish and he was died down Chuma Sadeshin, who in Achel Gamer. I since the Arukh HaShulchan, the Chuma Sadeshin, something else totally. Lachain Mukhani Labaram. I have to now, I'm therefore compelled to explain the Chuma Sadeshin. But first, let's explain the Torah Shem. So it'd be very difficult. And with God's help, we will explain the Tumas Hadeshin. Vav Zelashon Hatur. That's what the Torah says. That the Tmorim Shekachon Ksas. Tmorim which are a bit pounded. The animals are going, but they're not completely broken up, squashed up. Butter plates, to make a butter plates, Vasha Zaman, and from the honey which flows from them, Shahako, because it's like Zayabamba. The Dafka Bishibama, it's only mixed water with it. I will ban it, but if you smash it up, but it's still 100% dates, butter plates, make a butter plates. Read the and read the not distinction. But Rambam, because of Dvash Morim Shako, the honey of dates of Shako, Avatomorim Shmicham Bayad. But dates pressed by hand, and you make a butter paste at the end of the main shalosh. Maybe the Reb Baal Tais disagrees with this. Came and chain, but since they're around still, because they're considered to be a significant part of the food according to everybody. But so Ser, the Torah contradicts himself. Only if they're not completely smashed up, you make a butter prates. Mashalad, it sounds quite clear that Merusakin Gamre, they're completely smashed up, and a butter prates. You don't make a butter prates. Came Masha Perish Rashi. So it seems to be the case from Rashi. Brachas Namaches. The Bach the Trima, when that case the Trima, the Kosher, the Trima, Udara, Koshus, Kitsas. It's only if it's pounded a little bit. That's so it's not ain't a Merusak if it's not crushed. I can show. Avoid the Merusak seems quite clear from this that if it's crushed, and b'v'chasam bar prates, the bracha does lose the bracha. Can chasav atur acharos or the two right afterwards? The divrei akol modim la Rambam. Everybody gets Rambam Hosha Rambam musakin the gamrei. Came shengri, so the Rambam's case one which they were completely cut up, and therefore like a dough. Therefore, with the Rambam paskins that they're very prates, we should really make a shako adam on them. People say that the Torah reneges previous Svara, Umadche Perush Rashi, and rejects the Rashi. We've now Rambam Ayin Sham on account of the Rambam see there. I have done before, the difficulty is clear. Chavsai, how about this near leak Moshe Kasav about Drisha? Says like the Drisha, they ain't got steer a cloud. No contradiction. Zesh Kasav, ain't Musakin Gamre, they shouldn't be completely crushed up. Haki Perusha means to say, Shane Musakat Shanasa Kamashka Vash. Shouldn't be so shot off that it sound like a beverage or like honey. The said Vade Mother Raman, this or something around agrees. Came she's Battle Shame Elcham El Ola, since the loss of shame Ochel. But Rambam Maya Shmara Ochel, I was like, it still looks like food. El Shanasa Kisa just baby came like a dough. These Balbel Marisol got a little bit confusing in its countenance. Never Smachu, it's like Machok Mopad Vila Shano, like our jam. So Rashi mothers for him by Olava hates. In that case, even Rashi agrees they make hates on it. Brings down the brackets of Dina Gamatas, if cut up as again, El Shadoicha, Nicha, Blasharash, and Chum, Divra, Drisha, Enkan, Doicha, Bunyach, Gamak, Moshkasabni. Okay, now enlightening for us. Back to the text, Lashon, we still Kushana, Sekamashke. Lisuk means it becomes like beverage mamish. Come on, Em Raskin is Hashelik. Like it says, you can't make a snow into a beverage. Kovches, Lufi Zani Yomer, according to this I say, the Gam Divrei Bao, Ha'achuas Adeshu Inyan Acher. Chumas Deshu also talk about another thing. This is what he talks about. Shayla, yes. Litvirga, Shosim Gugani, Shakrin, Venkslelin. Oh, this is the jam you make out of berries. So Bashu must take cook them out and you mochim agarm until they become, I think Venkslelin might be even cranberries, but it's a type of berry. You cook them completely, actually mochim agarm until they're completely crushed. Environment to mix spice and honey into them. Yesh v'achleim for shako to make a shako eitz on them. Which one? That's the question. Shuva, the answer v'chuli. Amnam ki dakim pe shrash b'li d'shima v'chuli. Mashli avan musakin harbe. It sounds like if they were very much chopped, crushed. Mevorchim hashako, make a shako on them v'chuli. Sheni mochil gan because they're completely lost any countenance. I'll show you. Rabbi Yosef, Sibra go Sim Reish Dal Tamala. I'm sorry, Rabbi says him. Sibra go Sim Reish Dal Tamala. Achlevi Klati Be Rambam doesn't mean the Rambam at all. And Shab Shadach Dvar. They see there that he rejects the Truma Sadesha. Avemus Ainze in Klati Be Rambam. It's actually to do with the Rambam though. The Mari Shini Mochim Magamre. It's like about where they completely crush it. Shanasa Kamashke. So it's like a beverage. Convert in the middle of Shoinai. We also have cases where we crush the fruit and we squeeze them, we fry them in oil. I'm sorry, in honey, or sugar, or in sugar. Then make a shako on this. Syrup. So syrup, we make a shahako. Okay, so he's going to go on, but I'll leave that for now in order to try and understand Lamaisa what bracha to make in the situation of Nimochim.